Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to generate B2B SaaS clients using cold email and how you can get started with this process in an 80-20 manner, even if you have no prior experience. So my name is Daniel and I help B2B SaaS founders generate new clients on a performance basis. And one of the common scenarios that happens is basically when new founders apply to work with me, they either don't have a cold email system in place or it's structured this bad that makes me want to scream. So I decided to record this video basically to help those of you in the early stages so you can get some quick wins and data that later on I can help you leverage. And the first thing I want to get started with is basically I want to cover why it's important to build out a cold email system from the get-go. There are four main reasons for this. It's a low-cost way to acquire clients, meaning you don't have to invest 10,000 plus on paid advertising just to validate an idea. Basically, you can just generate a list of your target prospects, reach out to them, start conversations directly, and get clients that way. Second, which leads us to the second point, which is it yields fast results. It's not like SEO. You don't have to wait, let's say, 6 to 12 months to see if the idea is valid. If basically if people start opting in for a demo or basically signing up to the product. Well, again, traffic doesn't equal sales, and so if you like SEO is great, but I wouldn't necessarily invest in it from the get-go. We want something with fast results, with where a mechanism that allows you to validate basically the desire in the market and product market fit fast, so you can build SEO and other strategies on top of that. Third is it has a lot of opportunities. There are a lot more prospects, basically a lot more cold prospects than people in your network. And if you generated clients from your network, amazing, keep doing that. But no, at some point, you'll run out of people in your network. So might as well start basically creating this cold email system on the side so you can start conversations with people you don't know. Fourth, later you can leverage this data for retargeting and creating custom lists on paid advertising platforms. So each time the person you reach out to visits your website, you can set up retargeting pixels and put them in an audience. So later on, you can run low-cost retargeting campaigns, basically showing that will follow people around Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, until they essentially book a call or sign up to the product. And you can also leverage the same list you create for outbound campaigns, for cold email campaigns, basically to create custom targeted lists on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google to target them there instead of starting with completely cold traffic. Cool. So now, as we covered why this is important, you're probably thinking, okay, like let's say I want to start, what results can I expect? And I want to be really realistic with you. And so I put together here like a section that covers specific this. So in the early stages, which most of you are, you can expect 1 to 3% positive reply rate per 1,000 emails sent. This should translate to 3 to 5 book calls on your calendar. And again, note, these are conservative numbers based on the averages I've seen across various early stage B2B SaaS startups. And they're highly dependent on the niche, the offer, the case studies, the results on those case studies, messaging, etc. So here's a practical example. Here are the last 3 months stats from our cold email software, where all clients are early stage B2B SaaS startups with different niches, different offers, limited social proof, etc. Now, here, what I want you to pay attention to is total amount sent, reply rate, and opportunity rate. Ignore the open rate, click rate, and opportunity value for now, because open rate, we literally track opens 2 days a week, just not to plummet our deliverability. The click rate, it's something new they introduced. We just started experimenting with. And opportunity value, again, this depends on your customer lifetime value. And it's a good way, you can still assign value, you can basically see how much an opportunity is worth to you, but more importantly, I want you to look at the general numbers, which is basically the total amount sent. This includes follow-up, so unique people here are much less. The reply rate percentage and the opportunity percentage. The opportunity is basically positive reply rate and book calls. So these are the average numbers you can expect, probably a bit less than this, because again, I'm doing cold email for B2B SaaS for longer, and so our results would naturally be better. But you should expect this range, basically 1 to 3% positive reply rate per 1,000 emails sent. And obviously, the better your offer, the more case studies you have, the more messaging variations you have, the better your follow-up sequences. All of this will contribute to increasing your positive reply rate and your call booking rate. Now, you might be thinking, well, cool, but it doesn't sound too exciting. Well, like essentially, is it worth it for me? And as with everything, it depends on your situation. So, do you have customers knocking on your door, begging you to basically to pay for a SaaS solution, begging you to use your SaaS solution? If yes, just serve those customers. Don't worry about this. Just serve those customers, deliver great results, get case studies, and later on we can talk. Now, but if you don't have this, if your pipeline is dry as a desert, and you're just making an excuse not to do the work, well, ask yourself, what is my alternative? So are you willing to rely only on your network and referrals to get new clients? Are you willing to lose 10K plus on paid advertising just to validate your idea? And yes, lose, because unless you're a paid advertising genius and you run successfully paid ads campaigns for a very similar product in a very similar niche, most likely this 10K budget will become a testing budget, and you just need to be fine with losing it just to validate like if this is something that the market wants. So, or are you willing to write basically every day and publish multiple SEO blog posts next year, knowing that more traffic doesn't equal more sales? So yeah, if you publish content consistently, you do this, you will increase traffic. That's completely understandable. But will this traffic lead to a high quality stream of leads, basically every month, of calls, of signups, of sales? If you haven't validated the idea first, probably not. And so if you basically don't want to do all these three things and you don't have a magical alternative, which if you have, again, just let me know in the comments below. I would love to learn this. Basically, if you don't have that, then you have no excuse not to set up a cold email system to get clients and validate product market fit. Now, in terms of how to actually set up the system, I want to cover this in 5 steps. So you would need 5 things for this. You want to focus on the niche. You want to create a no-brainer offer. You want to find target prospects. You want to set up cold email tools, and you want to set up your funnel and sales process. So let's get started with the first one, niche and offer. And I included it together because they're very related to each other. So to create successful cold email campaigns, you need to focus on a niche and create an irresistible demand generation offer specifically for them. The more specific your messaging would be to them, the better your results would be. So let me give you a few examples. Let's say you're an early stage a B2B SaaS founder for an email marketing tool. And you log into your inbox in the morning and you see this 2 emails. And for simplicity purposes, let's imagine basically the email subject is the same. So one says, hey, we help marketing companies get more traffic through quality SEO blog posts. We offer the first blog post for free. Would you like to try us out? Second is offering, we help early stage B2B SaaS founders in the online marketing space get more paying clients on a performance basis. We just help an email marketing SaaS similar to company name get 100 new users in just 90 days. Interested to see if we can do the same for you? Now, in this case, who would you rather reply to? And who would you rather have a conversation with? Now, the first one is not terrible. Like in any case, I included like they help get more traffic through SEO blog posts. Basically, their first blog post is for free, and I intentionally made it not terrible. They also asked to try out instead of committing right away. But the second one is much more specific. It also showcases the results, case studies. So probably you would go with the second one. Now, to make this even more practical, like I decided to include a second example because you might be thinking, well, cool, Daniel, this this offer works for you, but I don't work on a performance basis. I have a fixed fee for my SaaS, maybe a monthly subscription, and I want to understand how to basically compare those type of emails. No problem. Let's go to the second example. Let's say you're an e-commerce marketing manager for a brand that has 1,000+ positive basically reviews on Trustpilot and has a 3.9 seller rating. And same scenario, you just log in the morning, you see 2 emails, similar subject lines. Our tool helps e-commerce companies like company name get exposed to new potential clients by collecting reviews on our marketplace. Would you be interested in trying it out? Second one says, I've noticed your Trustpilot rating and wanted to reach out. We created a tool that helps e-com brands with 1,000+ reviews get 10 to 30% more positive reviews and increase their seller rating in just 90 days guaranteed by leveraging X, Y, and Z feature that Trustpilot doesn't have natively. Interested to learn more? Again, same scenario. First one is not completely terrible, but you can see what would make you want to reply more and have a conversation with the second person. It's more specific to them. It doesn't look like they're blasting thousands of emails to random people right away, or maybe not random, related people, but still, it doesn't feel personal. This one feels more personal. And again, and another thing, why do I know this? Is because I run a very similar campaign to a B2B SaaS client in the e-commerce space, and he's booking 2 to 5 calls a week, basically with very similar messaging. So you can see why this would work. Now, let's talk about demand generation. What have I meant by this? What did I mean by this? So you understand what I'm talking about. There are two types of offers. You have demand generation and you have demand capture offers. Let's say you provide let's do a third example, okay? Let's say you provide a project management tool. And with a project management tool, like you might think, oh, it's just demand capture. When people need a PM tool, then they'll Google it. Well, that's only part of the equation here. In fact, you can have both type of offers pretty much all the time. So first one can be basically the demand capture, which we're all used to. So again, you can just capture demand by leveraging Google Ads, marketplaces, basically targeting people who already are looking for a project management tool. That's first option. Second option is you can also generate demand with cold outreach campaign, with cold email campaigns, by telling prospective customer that your solution can help them, their business, save money or save time by using your new tool. So as a rule of thumb, demand capture offers don't work as well with cold outreach because you're reaching out to people who didn't yet express their desire to use a project management tool. So if you're offering them basically your tool right away, you need to, like, in order to get some success for this, you need to send a lot more volume, basically to have even a few interested leads. Whereas if you structure your offer not around your tool, but around the general desire, which are typically like save money, save time, like increase revenue, or all of them together, which is the best variation, then you have a higher chance of getting them interested in your solution. So you want to keep in mind your prospect's current awareness level, so you can meet them where they're at and use messaging that would drive them to act on their desire. And here's an amazing graph that you can leverage, which is Eugene Schwartz's 5 levels of awareness. You have basically from people going from unaware to problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. And here you can see basically the type of offers that would work for this market. So for a person that is unaware they have a problem, telling them you have a tool and basically how cool it is, it won't matter to them. It just, they don't even have a problem. And so typically in copywriting, you would use an indirect approach. You would tell stories and secrets basically to hook them in and then introduce the problem and then introduce the solution and move them basically gradually towards the most aware stage. If they're problem aware, let's say they have a problem, but they don't know that a solution exists, then you would focus on benefits and anxieties and then introduce solution, claims proof, etc. and move them to the most aware. Now, the majority of you would be in the latter 3 stages, which is people that are solution aware, product aware, and most aware. Solution aware which are people basically that know, okay, there are some project management solutions out there, but they haven't done the research. They don't know what kind of solutions are there. They were used to using, I don't know, Google Sheets or planning on paper, for example. And so there, when they start seeing different solutions, here you want to get them in the door, you want to use a lot of claims and proof. They're a product aware people. They know about basically Asana, Jira, Basecamp, ClickUp, etc. And so they're evaluating different solutions. Now, typically, let's say if the solutions are very similar, then you would use basically discounts and deals for those people. Can be monetary, but also maybe discounts on certain features or including certain features and certain plans. Lastly, we have most aware people. Basically, typically, you would go direct with them because they know exactly what your product is offering. They studied you, your competitors, and you'll be to get those people. We need to typically offer them great product, great price, and probably in those cases to convert those people better than your competitors, you need to have some branding like going on. They need to feel like they resonate with you, your mission, your brand, or with the founder, essentially much more. So again, it's a really cool graph, and I would definitely encourage you to dive deeper and understand basically the buyer psychology by reading Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, one of the dinosaurs of copywriting. But at the same time, I would warn you just not to get this distracted. Basically, don't let this distract you from taking action and launching your first cold email campaign. It's a great thing to think about this, especially when writing your copy, but again, just go to market as soon as possible, get feedback. This will be your best chance for success. Cool. Moving on. Let's talk about finding target prospects. Now that you know exactly who you're targeting, it's time to find target prospects' contact information and create a list of people to reach out to. For that, I recommend using the following tools. Apollo.io. This is our go-to. Everyone, basically, this has become at this point the market standard. Great value. They have even a pricing plan. Here's what you can do. You basically can um, um, you can target people based on specific filters, their role, location, number of employees, industry, keywords, etc. So a great tool. The only thing I would warn you about is a lot of people, when they do this, they see Apollo offers a way to basically send emails from the get-go. I would, at least at this point, I would not recommend doing this because a good amount of Apollo emails is actually the ones they consider good, the ones basically you're paying your credits for. I would say 10 to like 5 to 30%. Well, let's keep it real. Are invalid actually, and so if you're just gonna use this, you're gonna burn your domains, and this will not work as well. Same thing. I had a few basically potential like B2B SaaS founders that told me they were using HubSpot for cold email, which again I don't understand. HubSpot is a marketing automation platform. It's also a CRM. It's not a cold email sending tool. You would not get good results using it, at least at this point. If something changed, again, just let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to explore. But so far, people have told me they just got poor results with this, and no wonder. But in terms of collecting leads, that's actually a good tool. Pretty much every industry. Cool. Next, if you're targeting startups, you can use Crunchbase or Growth List, which is cheaper, and they provide a subscription and they send you a list of recently funded companies like I think every month or so. So good things if you're targeting startups, go check them out. Next, Instantly's Lead Finder. Now, Instantly is a cold email sending tool we're using basically for ourselves and our clients. Now, they recently introduced a Lead Finder, which is pretty cool, where you can basically find all these people here. Now, I would still, for the first few ones, I am playing around with this, and I'm gonna still validate the emails there, but like Instantly has a pretty good reputation with this. So I would encourage. So I have no doubt that like the emails that are valid will be much more than, let's say, Apollo. But I'm still gonna check this for the first few experts, and I do recommend you to check this as well. Cool. Next, if you're targeting by technology, which, by the way, you can target both in Instantly and here in Apollo, but if you want to target more specifically by technology, you can check builtwith.com. Basically, it's more expensive and doesn't have all the features the above have, but you can get a deeper dive into technology, like targeting all the Shopify owners who have this and that extension, etc. Cool. Also, you can leverage other niche-specific databases, so you can find more tools suited for your specific niche just by going online, Googling this. But honestly, I would just start with the tools above because they have like everything most of you need to start. Now, a few important notes I want to finish this section off with is if you aren't able to find contacts of decision makers in your target niche, or if the niche is less than 1,000 people, you might want to expand it, your search a little bit. Now, why is because, of course, it's better to start specific, but you might go the opposite route where you go too specific and you aren't able to basically find enough volume of people to reach out. Or maybe your niche you're targeting, you just can't find contacts of decision makers. You just find info at or hello at email addresses, in which case, probably you shouldn't go after this niche using cold email. You want to find contacts of decision makers and you want a couple of thousand at least. So I would say expand to a similar peripheral niche so you can contact 1,000 plus prospects per month after you ramp up, that is. Cool. Another point is make sure to verify all the emails that you get from this databases using an email verification tool like Million Verifier. Now, you'll be surprised how many emails are actually bad and undeliverable after you export them from one of these tools, even though they were shown as good as in those tools. Again, a recent example from Apollo, you can see that 12% were actually bad, even though from Apollo I export basically good leads. So yeah, just make sure to do it just to be on the safe side and don't burn your domains because again, if you send to undeliverable people, Google will think you're spamming and it will decrease the deliverability of other emails that are actually good. Cool. Next, let's cover the tools needed. Okay. So tools needed to start cold email. I included like all the main tools here. So first, you need at least 2 cold email domains with at least 3 cold email accounts each. So for example, let's say you create them on Google, 2 domains, 3 accounts on each domain. Don't start sending cold emails from your main domain. Trust me on this. You're going to burn your domain, and later on you're going to cry like, oh, why cold email isn't working, and it fucked up my deliverability for my regular messaging, and my emails don't get delivered to my clients, etc. Just don't do it. I have another video on this channel covering specifically how to set up your cold email accounts for high deliverability, so they actually get delivered to the inbox, not to the spam folder. So go watch that and follow this exact step process to increase your deliverability and set up, again, specifically the domains and accounts for cold email. Don't contact cold prospects from your main one. Trust me on this. Okay, watch this video. I'll show you exactly step by step how to do this and how to warm up your account. So again, more of your emails get delivered into the inbox. Cool, moving on. Website or landing page. I would say at the moment, just use what you have, but I recommend checking high converting B2B SaaS landing pages and website structures so you know exactly what are the main elements you need to have. I also plan to cover this in another video coming up basically in the next few weeks. But for now, I would recommend you to check Pedro Cortes on YouTube. He has some really good B2B SaaS basically landing page examples, website examples. Just don't get hung up on this, okay? Because I see a lot of founders, they try to optimize their website for, I don't know, the fifth time, even though there's like practically no traffic. You don't need this. Simple landing page, niche specific, showcasing the offer, use a converting structure, just check what I just shown you, you're good. Just start reaching out to enough people. Cool, cold email sending tool. What I'm using for myself and my clients is instantly.ai. They have great pricing, great features, like great deliverability, and they grew their own cold email software to 5 million ARR using their own tool, using cold email. So I would also basically have a look at their YouTube channel and interviews with their founders because their story is pretty cool. Next, scheduling tool, Calendly. Basically, this is what I recommend. And again, if you don't have a scheduling tool, and if you're still one of those people that is like, hey Bob, would I don't know 1 to 3 p.m. work on you on Friday? Oh, this would not work. How about 5 p.m.? No, 5 p.m. but 5:30. Like, don't do this. Get a simple tool to book calls. Send the link, let them choose, and have the tool basically set up in a way when it automatically sends email reminders, at least 3, basically. The call is booked 24 hours and 1 hour before, and text reminder to make sure prospects show up on the call on time. Don't get into this discussions like, hey, 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Send them a link. All of my all of my availability is here. You can choose a time here. That's it. I would also recommend setting up Calendly as separate events: discovery call, demo call, follow-up call, onboarding call, I don't know, support call, etc. So then you can track the amount of calls for each purpose, and then you can also see how people proceed from one stage to the next, and also create automations based on this. And if you're smart and if you have case studies, you can also include basically links to social proof pages and to valuable assets in your email reminders prior to the call. So they actually review your website, your case study success stories. So then basically once they get in the call, they're warmed up and they already see you as a domain expert and as an authority and don't ask you some basic questions. Next, CRM. If you again, same story. If you're one of those people that is still like using your inbox or using just spreadsheets to track your sales opportunities and want to follow up, well, most likely, like 99.9% time, you're losing deals because you're not following up with people. This is not a way. Like if you're in business, you need to use a proper CRM. I recommend close.com. I'll also record another video basically why I chose it after testing basically spreadsheets, HubSpot, Pipedrive, etc., and like how we use it essentially with our SaaS clients. But again, if you're not sure, just to keep it simple, just use what you have. You can start with Google Sheets, free HubSpot account, but just know that you'll probably outgrow it. And if you want a proper like sales system, you need to use the proper CRMs to never forget to follow up and use automations, etc. Cool. Next, response templates. Once you start, you want to start building out templates for common responses you'll get from people. So let's say you reach out to them via cold email and they say, hey, I'm interested. They ask for the next step. Response for that. They want more info. They request pricing. They request to see a demo. They ask how you're different from XYZ competitor, etc. There are only so much of it. It's like between 5 and 8 for each market. They're the most common ones. So build it out. Write basically a positive response template, and basically you can use Notion or another note-taking tool of your choice. But later you would want to set up cold email, basically this email templates in your CRM and your cold email tool for faster access. You can just click one button, reply to them. Click a button like if no response, remind me to follow up in 3 days, and that's it. And there you're good. Cool. Next one. Follow-up sequences. Most money is made in the follow-up. And after the person expressed interest, it's your job to follow up with them to get them on the call. And no, 1 to 2 follow-ups occasionally is not enough. Like you are losing money if you're not following up strategically with people. And if unless somebody says to you, hey, I'm not interested, please do not contact me, we're not like, we don't want this, or they get in a call basically and buy, or both of you die, you have no excuse not to follow up. Like you're literally losing money and doing them a disservice by not following up if you know your solution is better than what they have. So here's an example of positive response sequence I set up for my SaaS clients. Again, we have the first email template, then we have positive response, email 2, 3, 4, and then 3-month follow-ups, etc. So again, just do yourself a favor and set this up for yourself as well. Next, sales script. If you want to close more deals, you must have a clearly documented sales process, which you follow on every single sales call. Only by keeping the main variables consistent and reviewing your call recordings, basically you can improve your sales conversion rates. So if you're winging it or just relying on the product demo or just showing the demo right away, basically when your prospects ask you to, well, no wonder you're losing sales. So you want to have a very structured sales process. And I'm not going to cover this in this video, but I will give you pointers, basically the main stages of a successful call. So you would have intro, setting agenda, then you would discuss their current situation, where they want to be, their desired situation. You would find out potential objections, see if they're qualified. If yes, you'll schedule the demo call or do it then and there. You would have a script on how you present your product in a very structured way that everything makes sense instead of just talking about like 1,000+ unrelated features. So, and then you're basically gonna structure closing and onboarding. So yeah, do yourself a favor, write a simple sales script, and you're good to go. Cool. So now we've gone through a lot in this training. And but these are the main things you need to get started. I didn't want to record like a 2-minute hypey video like, hey, cold email will help you, just go try it out, because it won't help you. These are the main things you need to know to get started. And I want you to just remember, don't overthink it. You'll learn a lot more by creating your first campaigns and reaching out to 1,000+ people than theorizing what's best to do, what will work, what not will work. Again, just get the ball rolling, get some references under your belt, and remember what Alex Hermosi said: volume negates luck. Volume negates luck. If you want more, is like you would not get quality cold emails and amazing response booking rates from the start. That's normal. Just accept it. So send more volume, understand what's working, gather case studies, improve your funnels, understand basically what converting templates look like, just and then you'll be better. Just at first send a volume to get data and be smart about it, test variations. So then, for example, if you would want to work with me on a performance basis, you can just come in, you're like, hey Daniel, I watched your video, I tested this, here's the data, and I'll be like, cool, let's analyze and see which variables work and put together even better templates that we can then test. And I'll also add variations. Basically, I know basically work from working with other B2B SaaS companies. But in any case, already how much? Minute 33 of recording this. So in any case, hope this helps. I'll provide links to the main tools mentioned in the description of this video. And if you have any questions, just leave them on the comments below. I'll answer every single one of them. And yeah, just go implement this. Don't overthink, and everything will be just amazing. Trust me, just do it.